I did take the opportunity to go to a senior picnic, and I asked about 40, I think there's around 48 seniors there. I asked them if they've used the roundabouts yet, and the majority of their hands came up, and they said yes, and they said there's no big deal. We can, we can navigate them. Anybody can navigate them.
I think that the roundabouts are fabulous. I think they're already starting to calm the flow of traffic. There's no more waiting at the stoplights. You just kind of get out into the roundabout and go where you got to go and get where you got to get to, and there's no issues. It seems to work pretty well with the flow of traffic. So I like them a lot. I think they're going to help the city when they're all finished.
As far as the subject of the roundabouts is concerned, most people that know me and have talked to me knew that early on in, I had a pretty negative opinion of the entire concept. Didn't have as much to do with the fact that roundabouts in themselves aren't any good. Had a lot more to do with the fact that the decision-making process seemed to be a bit rushed. Whether or not that's the case, that was the perception that we had. As it is, I'm withholding judgment for the final product, mostly because the fact Tom Windus and crew seem to be doing a really good job with the execution on it. The guys on the ground are doing a really good job. I don't know if Olean people understand the concept of a roundabout that much. There's probably a little bit of work to be done there.
The key to the roundabouts is what I'm seeing is that to be successful in going through them, once you get into the roundabout, you have to go. You can't stop in the roundabout to let the yield side out. That's one of the problems that happen. But I believe, I truly do believe that when the street is done, we will see traffic moving in a slow pace, a lot slower pace than we had before. You know, before it was hurry up and get to the next red light and sit. So now I think we're going to have at a steady pace. I think traffic's going to flow very smoothly through our roundabouts. The detour routes will not be there anymore, so there's some confusion out on the detour routes of backed up traffic and that. But I don't believe you're going to have the backup traffic.
I'm an out-of-towner. I'm really not from this area, but I really don't like the roundabouts. I know they've tried them in other towns. They've had a lot of problems. People aren't used to them. I know there's been accidents already, and there's probably going to be more accidents. I just think it's bad for the uptown business because people aren't going to want to come onto Union Street because of the roundabouts.
I'm really enjoying the roundabouts. As a matter of fact, I go out of my way to go down and drive around them. I'm not sure I'm going to be thrilled when the big one goes in up here at State and Union, but I love the ones at the end. And once they get that open so they can take the stop signs out at First Street, I think things will move a lot quicker, be more efficient. But in the meantime, as long as people get the idea of how to drive in them, I think it'll make traffic flow more quickly, like they said it would when they were doing their meetings and things.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been open for a while, and I really anticipated there being more problems than there have been. There's congestion at the intersection of First and Wayne, and with the detour, we're going to have that right now.
My name is Kim. I live in Olean, New York, and just want to give my feelings about the roundabouts. At first, when they were building, I was really discouraged because Olean is a beautiful town. It's not broken, why change it? Now the roundabouts are there. I guess we're all getting used to them. First, it was a little frustrating, the backups, and nobody really knew where they were going and how they were going and whose turn it was. But as time goes on, it's getting a little bit easier and a little bit smoother. And I'm not fully for them, but I'm not fully against them either.
Biggest long-term tangible issue that I see on the roundabout at this point is what to do with delivery traffic that used to be going down Union Street, and now Union Street's going to have single lane. We can't be able to park a semi blocking traffic for however long while something unloads. I think we've accidentally created a condition where First Street is going to be used as a bypass, or will have to be used as a bypass to get these big trucks down through there to the stores that they need to be. The biggest issue with that being the four-way stop at the end of First Street on Wayne is what's causing all the congestion right now. I know the plan probably is to return First Street to a right-hand turn only there. If we do that, then the truck can't get through, you can't go straight.
The big item was can dress or ship. And I think now we've had 2 successful shippings through the Wayne Street and the Main Street roundabout. One was last night, one was last week. The longest trucks that we're gonna see here are 220 feet, and they were very successful in shipping. So Dresser was on board right from the beginning when these roads were being designed. The engineer was flown in from the shipping company prior to the curbing being set in there. So all these rumors that were going around that we're not considering Dresser, we're not taking that into consideration. You know, the city, Dresser's going to move out of here because they can't ship. Well, they can ship, and Dresser is very pleased with it and has been on board.
The one thing that I'm noticing that there seems to be a little problem with involves pedestrians. They're not crossing on the crosswalks like they need to, and that may lead to a real problem. They're crossing wherever they feel like, and that interrupts the flow of the roundabout. But I do have fun with them.
Once the lower portion of the construction wraps up and it's opened up, last I heard, I thought it should be within the month. Should be opened up, and that should alleviate some of that congestion and some of the problems that some of the business owners may have had with people going through their parking lots to get to other destinations. Once that's opened up, it should be flowing pretty freely.
If there's continued congestion there, then the point of the roundabout is kind of, well, it's kind of moot. So far, the 2 that are working seem to be working pretty well.
I think the people of Olean are getting used to the roundabouts. I'm glad we opened a couple of them up, a little bit of a preview there. And I noticed a lot of people are sitting and watching traffic through the roundabouts. We still have some that think they can still go 30 miles an hour and come down the street and go around the roundabout. Well, they can't do that. They have to slow down to get through there. But I think in the next few months, people are really going to be used to them. And they'll be just become second nature, just like the rest of driving on our roads is going to be.
I guess in the long run, it's going to be hindsight to see whether or not it ended up working out correctly.